Okay, dry transfers, commonly brought in with master grade kits, uh, often the bane of many model builders' experience because they are very unique, not often seen outside these kinds of kits. Often identified by having this white paper backing, which is roughly on them and being kind of cloudy. Very, very, very useful, very high detail, absolutely tiny, and can be an utter pain to try to do. So what I'm going to do here is apply these to a master grade Exia here. Specifically, I'm going to be applying a decal onto this hip joint on both sides. And to show you how I've done it, this is using Bandai's method, which they actually tell you about in the manual, but often very hard to describe. So what I'm going to use for tools, I've got some tweezers. Now I've got tweezers which have the bend in them, but you could use any regular tweezers. Pair of scissors, elementary school style is perfectly fine, and some Tamiya masking tape. Very important in this particular case. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the sticker sheet here and we are going to cut it. Now, I know I need decal number 32, which is on my sheet here, right in the middle of the upper line. So what I'm going to do is I will cut as close to it as I can on the side and on the side. And then I will come in and come under it, being careful not to cut the other decals. All right. Now, complete with the backing still on it, I've got my two little decals here. All right. So now the next step, put that down, is I'm going to take a piece of the masking tape, roughly about the same distance as what I'm working on here. I'm going to just zoom out a little here so you can see a bit better what I'm doing. All right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this across the top of the plastic. So to try to show it to you as best possible. Oh, come on, focus. Not liking focus, but you can clearly see the images. And now I will cut this in half because I have two different decals here. I simply attached before because it's a lot easier to deal with a larger piece. All right, so now I'm going to take that white backing off of it, grab this with my tweezers, and I'm going to make sure that the decal layout is correct. So in this particular one, it's one that I want the smaller little triangle piece at the top of this to be above the text. I'm going to find my leg. And what I'm going to do here is going to position where it should be according to what I'm looking at it. I can see it really clearly because I'm just looking through the clear. And now I will use the Tamiya tape to put that there and just make sure it looks right still. All right, and now with that tape holding it, I'm going to rub it with my nail initially, start the release. Now this is a complex curve, so this is one of the more hard scenarios of this. I'm going to use the back side of my tweezers to also rub that along there. Really what you want to do is you have a nice firm pressure, and that firm pressure is actually what's going to help release the decal. And now I can peel up the tape and Just a side note, you can keep the piece of tape for the next piece you do. So the tape definitely can do multiple ones. And now we're going to keep the pressure on with my thumb. I'm going to start peeling back and just make sure that I see it detaching properly. And once it's detached, just quickly run my finger over it to make sure it's secured properly. And now, of course, if I didn't have lights in the way, now you can see the decals nice and clear on the leg. So I'll do the other side just to show that. Remove the paper backing, find the right direction, line up the image where I want it to go on the leg, and then hold the sticker sheet, apply the Tamiya masking tape. This is just going to prevent it from slipping and sliding. And now, again, we're going to use nail initially, and then come in with the tool to really do a little bit more pressure. All right, and with that done, let's peel off the tape. And we'll peel back the guide. And with that, a couple taps. It's not sticky like a water slide would be, so you can tap it right away. And now you can see we got a nice clean transfer of that logo. And now we have both legs with that imagery lined up nicely. Obviously, that can be a larger one. There are much smaller decals. The exact same technique applies as you just rode through them.